Welcome, friends, family, strangers. This is Hell with Erin. It's just Hell with one L because it could always be worse, and that's how acronyms work because this is my health expedition log, HEL. Long time no see, or at least it feels like a long time. I think it's only been 2 weeks, but for me, it feels like a lifetime. In this moment, we are awaiting the final verdict. Is it MS? Is it partial myelitis? Is it a mystery? We don't know. Hopefully we find out. But before I get into it, this is the part of the show where I am going to ask you to subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever you think is appropriate. All of them? If you haven't, yeah. If you have subscribed, what's up? What's up, guys? Don't do that, Erin. One last thing before I get started. If you like spooky things and you like to listen to podcasts, take a listen to Sharing is Scaring podcast. Season 1 is available on all listening platforms, or at least most of them, maybe not all of them. I don't know, the majority. Give it a listen. It's good times. So as I stated before, this is basically going to be a general update, and I have a lot to talk about. This is why I wish I would have recorded sooner, because I'm a chatterbox. It's what I do. I talk a lot, and this is going to be a long video. Or maybe I can cut it down and make it a shorter video. Maybe I can control myself. Let's see where I'm at with that. So my original plan was to wait until I saw the neurologist again, the MS specialist, to give an update so that I would have something definitive to tell people and whatnot. But then I kind of thought about it and I'm like, okay, but what if you don't have something definitive? And then you've waited all this time and you have so much more to talk about. So why not give an update now? So since we last spoke, I have gotten a walker, or at least what I call a walker. It's this thing, one of these things, a Rolodex, rollerator, rolling. It's a walker. That's what I call it. It transforms into a wheelchair, which is super convenient. Shout out to my dad and Becky for buying this for me. It has been a lifesaver. It has been a godsend. I have been much more active than I was. Like, it is insane how much easier it makes it for me to get around. Like, when I'm having a bad night and I need help getting to bed, my husband doesn't have to help me anymore. I just grab onto that bad boy. I mean, he does follow me and he carries my stuff. He still helps, but it takes a little bit of the pressure off of him. So I'm able to just roll myself into bed. Like I just roll in there. Anyway, humor broke. On another positive note with that, I am now able to take Mr. Bones out for walks with it, as long as it's not raining. It's raining. As you can see from this photo, this was day number 1 that I got to walk Mr. Bones all by myself. It was the most exciting day ever. I was on cloud 9. I had such a great time and such a rough night. Worth it. I haven't been out walking as much as what I would like to. It just goes on a day-by-day basis. Lately, I've been having really good days, and then I also have really bad days. And depending on how I feel is how much I do that day. I try to make sure that I keep myself in check and I listen to my body, which is a really difficult thing to do. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but I don't think that it's something that comes natural to somebody like me. I don't listen to my body, I listen to my brain. And this thing is not always right. But I'm getting better about it, and I am starting to learn some limits Speaking of limits, my physical therapy, it's going if I make it there. I have had to cancel a couple of times. Full disclosure, last week I canceled due to transportation issues, as my husband and I share a car and I couldn't get there. He had to work and something happened. I can't remember exactly. I think somebody called in or something and he wasn't able to get to me in time, which is fine. I called in, but I lied. I lied. And I don't know if you guys ever feel like guilty like I do when you lie. I'm not a liar. I don't lie about things. And I lied to, to the physical therapy office. I called them and told them that I was having a bad day and that I couldn't come in because I was having such a bad day. Because here's the thing, like my physical therapist told me, like don't come in if you're not having a good day. Like with your symptoms, with everything that you have going on, it's not good for you to try to come in here whenever you're not feeling well. Which I have taken them up on once before, but for some reason my brain was like, oh, Erin, you have to tell them that you're just not doing well. And that's a great excuse. But you know what else is a great excuse? Not having a vehicle to get there. Anyway, I feel like I'm in like a confession thing right now, and I'm feeling a lot lighter. Getting that out there. I lied and I felt so guilty. Like, I think I even called my mom afterwards and I was like, why did I lie? 2 phones apparently. Mom, why did I lie? I was on the phone with my mom and on the phone with my husband. Guys, I lied. What do I do? But anyway, that is neither here nor there. I am only up to 2 minutes of stamina at physical therapy, which is not great, but I know a line. Like that's key to learning my progress, is knowing how far I can go and then seeing how far I can go again next time. So my 2 minutes of max stamina is like a really basic, shitty video game character. It is in some major need for some leveling up, but hopefully with this walker, I am able to level up faster than I would have been prior. So I feel like my husband is starting to like crack the code, right? Like it seems like there's a pattern of like a roller coaster, right? So I'm like dipping and I'm coming back up and then I'm dipping and then I'm like rolling with the homies. That's what that is from Clue. Clue? From Clueless. Wow. They don't do that in Clue. Words. I have really good days. In fact, I had the best day that I have had in four whole freaking months the other day, where I started to feel more like myself. I was feeling just healthy, for lack of a better word. I don't know how else to explain it. Like that day really made me realize, oh, okay, you are sick and you have been really sick. And this is a day that you feel like what you should feel like regularly, which was fantastic. But then the very next day, dip, and I started feeling like shit again. So I have had a few rough days. Like I have a few rough days and then I start to have some good days and then I start to have some rough days again. And that is not a fun pattern, but at least I'm having some good days. Silver lining. Bronze lining? It's a bronze lining. Okay, so a few different doctor's appointments have happened since we last talked. As I mentioned before, there was a couple of tests that my neurologist wanted to get done before they diagnose me and see me again and kind of come up with a plan here. So the first one being the repeat brain MRI, which I got done. Just so that I'm clear, I haven't talked to a doctor about this. Actually, I did speak to my rheumatologist about it just a little bit, but I haven't seen the neurologist about it, so I don't really know what to feel or what to think about it. There was a lesion found on my brain. They lit up as like a flare. I don't know what any of this means. I am not a doctor, which is why it's hard for me to comment on it when I haven't even talked to a doctor about it, really. Not talk to the right doctor about it, I feel is key. So it is in line with a demyelinating disease, but doesn't necessarily mean demyelinating disease. That being said, with the lesion on my spine, I don't know if that means like definitely is. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm commenting on it right now. I was kind of freaked out by that. I can see all of my results in my chart online, and when I saw that, I was a little discouraged, but also confused, and I didn't really know how to process it, and I didn't really know what to think about it, and I've been kind of in a limbo since then. And then I also had to get some other tests done. It was the auditory brainstem evoked potential, and then also the visual one, so the vision. Basically what happened, which I was very nervous about this, mostly because I feel like every time a doctor has said, we're going to run these tests, it's really simple, it's really basic, no problem, no big deal. And then I go through it and I'm like, that was kind of a big deal. And they're like, what do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, excuse me, have you ever had this done before? And they're like, we do these all the time. Opposite though, you're on the other end of it, you don't know what's going on. And I feel like I've been burned before. So I was anxious AF. It wasn't that bad. And if any of you ever have to get this test done, I want to share my experience with you because it is hard to find a lot of information about it. So basically what they do is they hook up these little electrodes to your head. No, they do not have to shave your head to do so. Was I prepared for them to? Yes, I was 100% prepared to have them shave little spots. I was nervous about that, but I was like, you know what? If it's got to be done, it's got to be done. But they do not have to do that. They do use the sticky, the sticky that I'm allergic to the sticky. That's me. So they use the little sticky, put these little pads on your head, and then they set you in front of a TV screen that has these different boxes on it. And I'm sitting in front of this TV. They have the electrodes hook up to my head. We cover one eye, and the boxes are black and white, and they change colors. How many times am I going to do that? And as they change colors, the electrodes basically measure how quickly your eyes are telling your brain that there is a change. And then so you do that on both eyes. And then for the auditory one, they put headphones on you and there's clicking. Okay. So with the clicking, it's the same thing. It's testing how quickly your ears are transmitting to your brain saying, hey, there's some clicking going on here. If my ears could talk, I feel like that's what they would sound like. There's some hearing going on here. So these tests were very non-invasive, very quick and easy. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't really have to think about it. I just sat there while things were hooked up to me. I will say though, I think that these people, these intelligent scientist doctor peoples should come up with a better test for the auditory thing. Like instead of clicking, can you turn it into a song, maybe do a song so it's not so clicking in your ear constantly, because that was a bit annoying, but not too bad. The absolute worst part of the whole thing was that I am allergic to the sticky, and because of that, my head got really itchy by the time I got home and was able to shower and wash it all out. But good news is it is all water soluble, so it does wash out really easily. It just sucked having another allergic reaction, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't an 8-day long sticky. It was a few hours, so I could get through that. I have also received those test results. Now, I don't know how to read test results for anything like that. So I go based on the general notes on that. And to my knowledge, everything's working good. Eyeballs are working good. I mean, look at these bad boys. How can they not? They're giant, huge eyeballs. These are the eyeballs of a monster. Of course, they're working well. And my ears work fine as long as my hair isn't covering them. Admittedly, I was kind of hoping for an excuse as to why I can't always hear what my husband says, but I didn't get one. So, what does that mean for diagnosis? I have no idea. I don't know. I have to wait and see the neurologist and see what he says and then hope to move forward. Honestly, with the test results that I have in front of me, I don't know what any of that equals up to, but I am fully prepared to just be told that this could be an isolated incident and we're just going to continue to monitor you with tests throughout the years and see if you gain any other lesions. To which I say, that sucks. That sucks. That sucks. But whatever. I mean, maybe there'll be some kind of treatment administered. That would be fantastic. I would love some treatment, please. On top of getting these tests done, I have also seen the rheumatologist since. Unfortunately, the day that I woke up to go to the rheumatologist was a no good, very bad day. Luckily, I had my walker that turns into my little transformer walker. It turns into a wheelchair because Jeff had to roll me everywhere. I couldn't walk. It was a really bad day. And I was so tired. That fatigue got so strong again. I was absolutely exhausted. It was just a rough day from the very start. My appointment was at 9 a.m. By 9 a.m., I was done for the day, which was not a great sign. But at the same time, I got a lot of blood work done that day. So I don't know, arguably, it's probably good to get blood work done whenever you're actually not feeling well, right? So like it's more accurate. It's like when you bring your car to go get fixed, like, oh, I hear this ticking noise, and then you take it in there and the ticking noise isn't happening. Like, then they're like, oh, okay, sure. Well, you're just gonna have to come back. Like, I don't have to come back. That's not true. I do have to go back. So there was one test that came back positive. She does not believe that it is an accurate test, so she wants me to redo it. So I do have to go back in. I'm going to go in this week and go get my blood drawn again to retest that. It's for valley fever, which is a regional thing. The only symptoms that I have of valley fever, I feel like, are the more extreme symptoms. So I don't believe that that's true, and I don't think that she does either, which is why I'm retesting it. The only other thing that I have seen that has come back positive are the ANA, which is the anti-nuclear antibodies. I have tested positive for that, which is basically that's saying these are the antibodies that attack your body. This is where autoimmunes stem from. And if you recall, this beautiful little scar here is from my 5 plasmapheresis treatments, where they basically cleaned my blood of all of the antibodies because my body was attacking itself. And so they cleaned the blood of all the antibodies, and now I am once again testing positive for them. So I haven't talked to a doctor about that either, but in my very rudimentary understanding of it, that can't be a good sign. If you get rid of the bad antibodies and then they come back, that to me means, hey, your body's still producing these antibodies, and that can't be good. So don't know what it means for me. Hopefully it means treatment, because I am still untreated. What else? Oh, Okay, so many of you have asked, Erin, are you going to therapy? Are you talking to a therapist? Are you talking to somebody about this? How's your mental health? Are you okay? And understandably so, I did post a video, I think it was 2 videos ago. I was obviously not doing well mentally, and I was having a really rough go of it. And you know what? This is a lot. This is a lot to take in. This is a lot to handle, and it makes sense for people to be concerned with my mental health. I was also concerned with my mental health. Since we last talked, I have set up appointments with a therapist. I have been to 2 appointments with said therapist. First appointment was a get to know ya 30-minute conversation. I felt really good about it, like really good. I was so excited. I was like, okay, cool. I feel like I'm going to be able to talk to this person. I'm excited about that. And I go back the second time, which is all televisit, so I don't have to leave the house, which is great. If there is like a big positive that has come out of the pandemic, it is how readily available therapy is to people who don't have transportation to get to therapy. That is a great bronze lining. Apparently everything's a bronze lining today. It is not silver. Wait, bronze is worse than silver, right? Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't say things you don't know, Erin. Let me look this up. Yes, indeed, Erin. Bronze is 3rd place. So I am a very firm believer in therapy. I think that it can be a very, very useful tool, and it's fantastic. Admittedly, I was putting it off because of A, money, and B, time. I didn't want to add another fucking doctor's appointment. I feel like that's all that I do. Well, it is all I do anymore. Huh. So I go back for my second appointment, and I really don't know how to feel about it. And I think that me not knowing how to feel about it means that I know exactly how I feel about it. And it's all about listening to my gut now, you know? Don't listen to the brain, gotta listen to the gut. Because my brain is telling me, be a people pleaser, like, don't give up on this therapist. Like, maybe they'll help you more next time, or maybe you just need to give it a try. You know, it's like, I don't know if you ever like when you start a new TV show, you know, you're like, oh, I got to give it at least a 3 episode, you know, you got to watch at least 3 episodes, 3 to 5 maybe, before you see like, are the characters developing, like where's the storyline going and all of that, and then you know whether or not it's going to be for you. I don't think that that applies to therapy, but my brain keeps telling me, oh, just give them another chance, give them another chance. And the more that I think about it, I'm like, no, I don't think that I need to go to therapy right now. And it's not, I'm not saying that it can't help me in any way. These are my hangups. 1. Oh, I probably should have thought of the first one before I committed to the 1. 1. I have never been to therapy for a chronic illness before. That being said, I have talked to both of my past therapists about my chronic pain, and they have been very helpful in that way. But we didn't dive deep into it. I had a lot of other baggage that I had to get through first. In this therapy session, talking about my illness, my pain, because that's what I'm wanting to go for, right? That's what I'm trying to process. Like, that's what I'm most concerned about at the moment. Like, yeah, sure, I've got a ton of other baggage, but I've been working on that baggage and condensing it, and it's getting lighter. Which doesn't make sense how baggage gets lighter when you condense it, because that would just make it heavier. But, you know, not all of my analogies land. So there has been a couple of comments that were made during the therapy session that they said, this isn't permanent. I know it. This is just going to be a temporary thing. I know. Oh, you know. Oh, you know, do you? Interesting. Then they also said, there is no handbook for this. If there's no handbook for this, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? Like, why am I getting therapized for nothing? Like, if there's nothing that you can tell me to help me get through things, then why am I talking to you? If I can help myself by talking to myself on these YouTube videos, which I'm going to be honest with you, this has helped me more than that one therapy session did, then why am I paying for therapy and taking my time to go to the therapist? Like, I was talking to my brother the other day, and he was talking about his time and how much he values his time. And he finds himself to be worth $30 an hour. So if doing something in his life he doesn't think is worthy of the $30 an hour, then he's not going to do it. He's not going to waste that time in his life. And I love that philosophy, because life is too short to be doing things that are below your worth. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that therapy is not worth the time. I just don't think that it is worth the time right now. There was probably a 2 in there. So I'm going to go ahead and jump to 3. 3. This therapist keeps referring to me as my dear. And I hate it. I fucking hate it. Like, I'm honestly, oh God, I fucking hate it. Like, do not call me dear. Do not call me hun. Do not call me any of those icky things. I don't like it. I am not your dear. You do not know me. It is not acceptable for you to say that to me. And also, like, as a therapist, why would you ever fucking do that? Like, I don't know. Do people find that comforting? I don't find it comforting. I find it cringy. Like, I do not want to be called my dear whenever I am telling you some of the hardest things that I am going through, and then you refer to me as my dear. No, no, no. So, however many numbers I had in there, it all leads to the point where this morning I canceled the rest of my appointments. And I was going to stick with it through the end of the year, because that's when my insurance resets, and then the price goes way up. Like, admittedly, right now I'm getting a hell of a deal. I'm only spending $25 per session, which is great. Like, that's cheap. But is it cheap? Is it cheap when I consider my time that I put into it, and the fact that I have so many other doctor's bills adding up and I am not making an income right now? No, it's not worth it. So canceled. And I have never broken up with a therapist before, and I don't know that they will ever reach out again and, ask, like, are you coming back? Like, why did you leave? I don't know if they do things like that. I'm the one who's been broken up with. I've never broke up with them, and it feels weird to just like ghost them, but I think I'm gonna ghost them because I don't find that it's necessary for me to give them my energy or time or money, because I don't want to do that. Like, I debated whether or not I should go to one more session and just say, you know what? I don't think this is for me. I think I'm going to stop coming. Thank you for your help. Like, I'm gonna move on, because I didn't feel the need to spend $25 to do that, because that's insane. I'm gonna spend that $25 doing something fun. Fuck that. Okay, so I don't really know where I am going from here, but I guess now that kind of covers the how I've been, Now, I guess this is the where are we at now situation. So right now, I am waiting. I'm waiting to see the pulmonologist this week. I almost canceled that appointment because my breathing got better. It got better for 4 straight weeks. I didn't have any gasps, nothing. Like things were feeling good. But then I said it out loud and then my body was like, nah. And then I started having breathing issues again. And I am really glad that I did not cancel the pulmonologist appointment. For those of you who do not know, the pulmonologist is basically the lung doctor. So checking out my lungies. I'm glad that I didn't. Yesterday was a really hard day with breathing from the moment I woke up. And I feel really bad because like throughout the evening, like I get annoyed with my gasping because it's not like a normal gasp. It's like, huh, huh. Oh yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like. Which to me, I asked Jeff last night, I was like, am I, like, how annoying is that? Me just going, huh. every so often, huh, huh. And he's like, it's not like that, but it is like the first one. It sounds like I'm getting punched in the gut and I get like the wind knocked out of me. That's how it sounds. But that's actually me catching my breath after I've been struggling for a while. And it got pretty bad. We went to bed probably 7 last night because that is where I am much more comfortable. And I need to be laying flat so that I can do some of the physical therapy things that the physical therapist taught me to wake up my diaphragm. So, and that really helped. Like I laid down, I did some of those exercises and I could finally breathe and then I could finally sleep. So that was fantastic. So I'm waiting on the pulmonologist. I got to go get some more blood work done. I've got physical therapy coming up. Excited about that. And waiting to see the neurologist to discuss the final verdict. Is it MS? Is it partial myelitis? Is it a mystery? Guess we'll find out. I do love a good mystery, but not this kind, you know? So anyway, I believe that is all that I have for you today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. If you did it, did you do it? Did you like it at least? Did you like the video? You could like it. Post a comment if you have any questions. Post them in the comments and I'll get back to you. If you have any words of encouragement, please post a comment, like the videos, send me a message. Like all the positive encouragement that I've been getting from people, like, and I have been leaning on people for this. You know, I went back to social media, asked for a reminder of how strong I am because sometimes I need that reminder. Like, and by sometimes, I mean all the damn time. I forget all the damn time. Also, shout out to my new producer, Mallory. Thank you for producing. She is my producer friend that I mentioned in my last video, and she is going to be helping me run the YouTube channel. So if there are some changes happening to it and it gets a little confusing, that's because she is just helping me make it better. This has been Hell with Erin. That is Hell with one L because it could always be worse, and that's how acronyms work. And my advice to everybody this week and every week is to just go out and spread kindness. It is the holiday season. Continue spreading that joy throughout the new year and everything. Just be kind. Love you.